Adventure in Pipeman on W4CY Radio.
This is the Pipeman here on the Adventures of Pipeman W4CY Radio, and I'm here with
Woodrow from Corrosion of Conformity.
Nice. Here at Download.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Beautiful download right here in Derby, England.
I know. And man, I've been watching your band live since the early 80s, so it's so cool to meet up here in the UK at Download.
Oh, man, I don't believe you. You don't look old enough to have been seeing us in the early 80s. You must have been a young buck.
I was I think I was like 13. I'm 59 now.
Okay.
So, in fact, here's my battle vest from back then.
Wow. Look at that. Suicidal, GBH. You got Slayer on there. Of course, Metallica. Beautiful English dogs. What are you talking about? You got it all, dog.
I know. I got you guys on there somewhere.
You got SOD. You got a little Corrosion, Exploited. Beautiful battle jacket.
Right?
Nice.
That's like and look at those Venom patches.
And they're completely worn out.
I know,
all right?
I think this one has some blood from that Sun Valley Sportsman's Lodge show.
I see it on the back there. Yeah.
Oh, man. So, have you guys ever played Download before?
Oh, we have several times. The first time it was still called Donington.
Yeah,
the Monsters of Rock or whatever, and it was the big Metallica day, and there was a bunch of bands on it. But I think that might have been 94, 95 kind of stuff. So that was our first time here, but we've been back a few times since.
Nice. And, it's funny you mentioned Metallica here because they played Download a couple of years ago, headline.
Yeah.
And they had this, special sound system that wherever you are in the festival, it's like you're up front. People were complaining 15 miles away.
What?
That they could hear Metallica loud and clear.
Well, they should have been happy about it. They saved their entrance fee.
I would have. I could have just hung out on my patio,
Absolutely.
But it is better to be here.
It is better. And I mean, it's a show. It's kind of like a big giant circus.
Yeah.
You ride in and there's just cabins and tents and people stay the entire, 4 days or ever how long it is. It's a trip.
Did you ever imagine way back in the beginning that you would be still doing this at a huge festival in 2026?
It was never on our minds, but we just, you just keep going and having fun and doing it. And, you wind up, 40-some years later and you're still having fun and rocking out and hanging out with some of your buds that you've known for about that long. It's killer. Yeah.
And you're still relevant. That's where I think you guys were smart, because you evolved. A lot back then, everybody was gatekeepers. Even I was a huge Metallica fan, but when the Black Album came out, I was typical of the gatekeepers of fuck them, posers, blah, blah, blah.
A lot of that shit goes on.
But they're still one of my favorite bands. You guys are still one of my favorite bands. So I think that's what's kept metal and punk alive all these years, is evolving.
Yeah, and people have evolved. But I know it's hard to imagine now, but there was that time where punk rock folks would not venture across the line and listen to heavy metal, and vice versa, really.
That's what happened that first show. That never happened.
Yeah, and so we were kind of part of the very few number of bands that really enjoyed the raw intensity of hardcore punk rock and all thrash but we also dug the early Metallica stuff, the Exodus and all those bands that came out of that early period of metal. Thrash metal and all that. But, of course, we were huge Sabbath fans and Priest and all that. And somehow or another, it all came together shortly thereafter, and people didn't give a damn if you had, your battle jacket. You got Venom on there, but on the back you got Metallica, and you got, you got Exploited. That's what it's kind of turned into. It was a thing,
Yeah, exactly. And, I always thought it was stupid anyway. I was a long hair. I couldn't go to punk shows initially, and punks couldn't go to metal shows.
Right.
And it was just stupid, I think, because we were both small groups getting the shit beat out of us and bullied by the jocks in school. Why not band together?
Right, exactly.
You know? Like,
one enemy's enough. You don't need multiple.
I know, and we're all against the system, so why not band together? I remember there was this place on Melrose called Posers.
I remember that well.
Yeah, yep. And... it was run by punks, so I took my punk friends. I'm like, hey, bring me a Posers. That's where I want to get my spikes. That's where you wanted to get your spikes.
That's where you got your stuff.
And, so they were punks because I couldn't go in there as a long hair. They knew the owners. So we walk in. We're there not 30 seconds. And my bro comes over to me and goes, we have to leave.
Are you kidding me?
And I'm like, what do you mean? Why? I'll tell you when we get outside. We need to leave now.
Wow.
And we walk outside, and he's like, yeah, the owners, because we knew the owners, they gave us a little courtesy and pulled us aside and said, get the fucking long hair out.
Whoa.
And if you don't now, we're going to kick the shit out of them.
What a pile of crap. Now, see, what would Lemmy have to say about that?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. And Lemmy, I think, is one of the big reasons we crossed over, because Lemmy didn't give a shit about anything.
No.
We were all together,
100%.
So how does it feel nowadays, does it blow your, how does it feel to make music, play music nowadays after doing it for so long?
Well, like the new record, for instance. COC just put out a new album a couple months ago. Good God, Bad Man. It's got elements, really, and we didn't really intentionally do it this way, but it's sort of like a COC compilation, but of all new material. A lot of it reaches way back to the early part of COC, and a lot of it is Here Comes Keenan Now.
Yes! There he is.
Yeah, and so much of it reaches to where COC's at now, Hello.
Hello, Pepper Keenan here from Corrosion and Conformity. How can we help you?
Oh, man. You're just here. That's all you have to do, man. You're here at Download, and
We're having a blast.
Ass.
Yeah, man. We're stoked to be here.
Yeah, we were just talking about, I was asking him how it feels nowadays to still make new music after all this time.
I think that on this last record that we did, we really hit something that we're really comfortable with doing, in the way the record sounds, the way we wrote it, the way we attacked it. I think we finally got our mixture, our cocktail correct.
I love it.
Yeah. So it's really something that we did in a very unorthodox way. And especially the way the people record things nowadays, it felt good to throw it out the window and do everything guerrilla style. And
I love hearing that when a band's been doing it as long as you guys have, because to still have that juice.
Yeah, oh yeah. I think we got it more than we have in a long, long time. And we needed it. Sometimes when your world's on fire and everything's going wrong and all that shit, that's when you put your nose to the grind and just lean into it, and we did.
And I think there's a lot to write about nowadays.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No shortage of lyrical content.
No doubt.
Unfortunately, we don't sing about titties and beer anymore.
Right.
bigger issues.
And I think it's kind of weird with a lot of music that you could take some of the 80s music and the lyrics and just change a couple names, and you could write the same songs in 2026. It's that fucked up.
Some of it.
It's bizarre.
You know?
But we really enjoyed this last outing. So yeah. And so now we're just out ripping it.
I love your shirt, Blizzard of Oz. I've never seen that one.
Yeah, this was a weird one.
That is wild. I did see on New Year's Eve Ozzy with Randy Rhoads a couple months before he passed.
Wow.
Man.
Oh, it was wild too, because it was one of those things where I told my dad I was sleeping over my bro's house. He said he was sleeping over my house, and we went to the Ozzy show. And then we're hiding out afterwards, and my next door neighbor, she comes out and she's like, "Oh, did you boys go to the Ozzy show?" And we're like, "Oh, fuck, we're busted." Yeah, wait, I'm going to go get my husband. Whoa. And we're like, "Oh, shit." He calls us up to the house. Turns out he was Ozzy's promoter, living next door to me. I had no fucking clue. And then he pulls a cassette tape out of the wall, it was all wall-to-wall cassettes. He goes, "Listen to this. This band's not in the U.S. yet, they'll be here in 6 months and they're going to be huge. And that was Accept, Restless and Wild.
Wow, nice.
Right?
Real deal. Yeah.
Exactly. So, like, here we are all these years later. You guys are here at Download. That's badass. How do you like playing Download?
It's a trip. I mean, like we talked about earlier, it's a chance to possibly play in front of some people that may not be that familiar with the band, but it's also sometimes kind of a pain in the butt. Playing these giant festivals.
I know, right?
You only get up there and you got like 35 minutes or whatever.
Exactly.
You just make the most of it and rock out.
And we were talking
it's still Donington. You know what I mean? If you're in a rock band and you're here,
this is the holy ground.
You say you're playing here, people are like, oh, no shit.
Yeah, it's holy ground, man.
Yeah. So it's always cool.
People know what the hell Donington is.
Exactly, 100%. And we were talking before you got here, Pepper, about, how I love how you guys have evolved over the years, and that's why I think makes a band stick around, especially in these genres.
Right, yeah.
And you've definitely done that. Like, how do you feel about the fact that you're still around and that you were smart enough to evolve over the years?
That was a conscious decision we made a long time ago.
Right.
We made that effort when a lot of bands were accusing us of selling out or whatever, you sound like the Eagles or, just all that kind of crap. I'm like, yeah, well, whatever, when I joined the bands, these guys could play. They could really fucking play. It wasn't no, weekend shit. These guys were players. And so we had all the things there to go for it, And our producer, John Custer, pushed us to go for it. And we did. And we created our own kind of little world, really. There's not a lot of bands that sound like COC.
That's right. And I bet the old school fans, I'm one of them, that I've seen COC since the early 80s, that you come back to you. Like, you're young and stupid, so you're like poser, sellout.
Right, yeah.
But then you get an adult and you get it. Like, I get why a musician wouldn't want to stay a garage band.
And why would you?
Right.
I mean,
makes no sense.
Especially when you're our age now and you're skanking around in a fucking circle with a pair of fucking Chuck Taylors on and shorts.
Right.
I'm fucking 60 years old, dude.
Right. I'm 59. In fact, this year.
I'm 59. I was kidding.
Look
67.
at this. Look at this. I showed him.
Oh yeah, he's got a battle jacket back there.
This is my 80s battle vest.
Oh yeah, look at that.
GBH on.
You guys are on there.
Look at that. That's
Slayer didn't even have a patch yet, so I did it myself.
That's the iron-on fucking. That's the Cholo shit.
And in LA, that's funny you should say that because LA thought I was a gangbanger.
Yeah,
that was my gang
that letter. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. I'll get you there. That's
right?
Awesome.
So I am one of those people that was like back then. Oh, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? You guys are so much better. You're so much better.
And then the name Corrosion of Conformity, it gives us a world of freedom to do anything we want.
It's so true,
we're not
right?
called rotting corpse or anything.
I know, right?
We can kind of squeeze our way, and it's fun. We enjoy challenging ourselves. It's part of the deal.
That's what it's about. Like, if you're a musician, that's why I always say, why do you want to play the same shit when you didn't even know what you were doing when you first started?
I mean, I get it. For some people, AC/DC can't punch a hole in their fucking story.
That's true.
I get it. I fucking get it. Trust me. Yeah. If they started playing piano and shit, I'd be a little fucking flipped out.
Right.
Like the frickin' Ramones. They're the Ramones. That's what you want to hear. Dude.
Exactly.
But there's some other bands like whatever, Pink Floyd or Radiohead or all that just go out there. I don't know, but playing music is just it's a degree of freedom involved to where we're at now, which is nice. And I can see with you guys, you still have the passion for playing, and I think that's so important because I've seen bands that they're up there and you could tell they're just dialing it in. Yeah. And why would you do that? The most fun part is playing. To get a fucking paycheck and then, Yeah, I wouldn't do that in music. You gotta have fun. That's the most fun part. I think most people in this business are here for the right reason. Exactly. I think. I'd like to think that. You would think so. At least in the world that Woody and I are in, I agree. I'm more into, people like Marcus King, things like that. Younger dudes that are really tearing shit up. There you go. I think we're having a resurgence, too, of musicians. Yes, guitar players, real. Right. Not trying, no offense, not trying to do Green Day shit, but dudes that are really just getting into it.
Totally.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm excited about it.
Well, I'm glad you're here at Download. You guys kick ass, and thanks for being on the Adventures of Pipeman.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, pleasure to be back. Have us back again, Doug.
Always, anytime.
Right on. Hey, my name's Pepper Keenan. I play in a band called Corrosion and Conformity. You're listening to the Pipeman on W4CY.
Yeah. Corgan. Hey, guys, this is old Woodrow, and you're listening to the Pipeman on W4CY. Crank it.
Thank you for listening to the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.